welcome all to the Reef Podcast. I'm your host, LuisIpa. I'm actually joined by my temporary co-host, Anima316. Hello, Anima. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Man, thank you so much for actually stepping up today and actually being the co-host today, man. It's an honor to have you.
You're welcome.
So for those of you that don't know, Anima316 is actually a streamer on Twitch, and he actually has a couple of YouTube videos. And if I'm not mistaken, he does FPS games, correctly?
Yep.
That's awesome. You want to tell a little bit about yourself, Anima?
Well, I kind of haven't streamed in a long time. It's probably a couple months now because of life situations. But I mostly stream Call of Duty and World of Warcraft.
Dude, that's awesome. Which World of Warcraft though? Classic or like new one?
Classic.
Oh, that's where it's at. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we actually have our part 2 of a great interview lined up for you guys. We got ourselves an actual musician and composer from the UK, Mr. Thomas Kavanagh. Welcome in. How you doing today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good, man. Thank you so much for finally being here, man. I know you've been having a busy schedule.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's good to be on here. We had such a good time last time, and it's great to be back.
Man, I'm so happy because for those of you that don't know, we actually had an interview with Thomas Kavanagh a couple months ago, but now we're actually back here for round 2 of the interview, and I'm actually excited to actually get to talk to him because we're actually going to do 3 parts with him, and I'm actually excited for all 3 parts. So without further ado, Thomas, you want to introduce yourself, give a little bit about yourself and the kind of music that you do?
Hi, my name's Thomas Kavanagh. I'm from Exeter in England. I'm a country rock pop singer-songwriter. I've been performing since the age of 16 in several bands. I was in a rock band for 10 years, had a top 40 rock record, which was in between Nirvana and Pink Floyd. I've toured the UK and Europe. I've played all major UK festivals. I've been on Radio 1 here in the UK. I've had music videos on television. And now I've transitioned to the country and rock sort of music, and now I'm starting to take my path down that road, and I'll be venturing into Nashville as of April.
Dude, I'm actually excited for that because for those of you that don't follow Thomas Kavanagh on Instagram, definitely follow him up. He has so many big events coming up. You have one that you have with this lady, I believe, coming up, right?
Which one was that? With what, Kirsty?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was already done earlier this year, but we are planning to do more in next month. So we've got a few more, so definitely check it out.
And how was that? How was actually doing a co-singing with somebody else?
Yeah, that was really cool. Something that I've never done before is Kirsty comes from America. It's a different culture, so it's always nice to learn things new. And we've done great. It's great to hear her songs live, virtually. And just good to interact with her fan base as well as my fan base with her. So it's a very good platform to do, especially with the last 2 years and that we've all had,
Mm-hmm. So how did if you don't mind me asking, how did the pandemic actually affected the music industry?
Well, it put it on its knees, live performance wise, for creatives like ourselves. It probably put us in a way that we can maybe use that to write music. For me, I studied music production and mixing. I tried to use that time to make it as productive and positive as I could. So I built my home studio, studied music production on a website called Mix with the Masters, with people who'd like Chris Lord-Alge, who'd done the biggest rock, and pretty much all the rock hits you ever hear was mixed and produced by him. So I just studied that day in and day out all the time over the last 2 years, and all the music you hear from me now is all done by myself in my home studio, mixed and mastered.
So is there anybody out there that you want to give a shout out to before we continue with the questions?
Who should I give a shout out to? I want to give a shout out to all my fans who stuck with me through the years, especially my transition as an artist. Thanks very much for sticking by. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're actually going to give a round of applause for the fans. And if I'm not mistaken, we actually have 2 tracks that we're actually going to be playing live here on Twitch for everybody because they're actually really good songs, and it's actually a recent one that just came up not that long ago, and I gotta say I'm actually a fan.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
But Anima, is there any questions that you would like to ask Mr. Thomas here?
Yeah, Thomas, I'm sure you're familiar with some bands like the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Are you inspired by anything that they wrote, or do you kind of go your own way?
I guess in some way I am inspired by them because obviously they are, the godfathers of music in that, that respect, and people who would then influence off that and just be an ever a domino effect. So I guess in some parts I do. Maybe not the musical side, maybe the performance side of how the live entertainment and stuff like that. That's what I look up to as well. So maybe that's something that I've taken from them on board, subconsciously, maybe. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm not sure how old you are, but have you seen either of those bands? The Rolling
No,
Stones?
no. I'm not that old. I'm middle aged now, but
Okay.
no, I've never seen. I haven't had the chance to see the documentary yet on Disney Plus, the the Beatles one. People have recommended it to me, but I've never had the chance to get to watch it yet. Apparently, it's meant to be incredible.
Yeah, it probably is. Also, I'm looking on your website and it says you're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee on April 8th.
So I'm going to be in Nashville from like the first couple of weeks in April. So got a few showcases there. So looking forward to that. And, it's my first time there. My friend Kirsty, she's been helping out loads. So a massive shout out to Kirsty. You should get her on the show as well because she's an amazing artist. And so we always help one another to try and get, interviews and press and stuff like that. So yeah, you should get her on the show.
What is a writer's round?
So a writer's round consists of what I believe is like 3 to 4 artists in a row on stage at the same time, and they'll do one song each, and then you move on to the next artist. So you get about 3 or 4 songs of your own, not at one given time, but you do one each. So everyone gets their fair share. Everyone gets the same audience size. So everyone gets enough respect and enough exposure at the same time. And you'll meet artists all at the same time as well. So it's not like sometimes where you play a gig, like a band gig, where the band will go off outside, have a smoke, and then come back and then miss your set, So,
all right,
it's cool. It's different. It's all acoustic as well. So you'll hear the songs raw, what they're meant to be.
Oh, so you do acoustic stuff?
Yeah. So that would be the writers' round acoustically. Yeah. So all my other stuff is like, I guess heavily produced with drums, guitars, and all that. So,
I gotcha. Cool.
All right. So another question that I have for you here, Thomas, is what inspired you to actually decide to actually do your own music? Like, I know you said you were in a band before and everything, but what made you think like, you know what, I should start my own thing?
It's always been something that I've always wanted to do ever since I was, a young, I guess, and being in the band was, I guess when I was younger and emo and rock was so big at the time, I just wanted to be like the rock and roll rock star, and this sort of music that I do now is something that I've always kind of kept somewhat a secret, and I felt it wasn't right to put out because my image at the time with the band and stuff. And as I got older, I started to get more comfortable of who I am and, started just going, just write things that what makes me happy. It's not like the band didn't make me happy. The band made me very happy. There's a lot of dreams, a lot of things I could tick off with that band. But now I'm a solo artist. I just really enjoy doing this sort of thing, and I just doing it in my own time, my own thing. I just enjoy it. It's definitely who I am now.
Okay, so we actually have a question here from Snowobsidian13. He says, so in the aspect of starting from scratch, what was one major barrier that you faced?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thanks for that. It's probably sitting down and asking where I want to take myself musically, going from the rock, and worrying. I was really, really worried about what people would think of me to making that transition, because obviously your audience is what helps you create and go forward and things like that. So I took one step back, hopefully to go 2 steps forward. And I'm getting a lot of interest from now. It's definitely growing. It's took me a little while, but things don't happen overnight, and you got to keep grinding. But I appreciate everyone that takes the time to listen to my music and reach out to me and message me and saying this has helped me through this situation and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks. Very good question.
And we have another question here from Jigsaw26 saying, what bands did you get your inspiration from?
Oh, I get Jigsaw26. I get them from everyone. As I would listen to like Metallica, Linkin Park, and then I'll flip it and I'll be listening to Savage Garden, Celine Dion. Like I've got such an eclectic sound. listening taste.
Hmm.
It's anything really. Like melodies. Melodies is the biggest thing for me. If I can have a song in my mind, I've listened after it twice, then that's a hit for me.
Gotcha. And if you guys want to listen to any of Thomas Kavanagh's music, we actually have the Spotify playlist of his music right here on this link below that I'm actually going to be linking on the Spotify info for you guys. So feel free to check out his music. And like I said, we're actually going to be playing 2 of his songs tonight. So that way you guys can take a listen of what kind of music he plays.
Thomas, I see that you play the guitar. How long have you been playing the guitar for?
I've been playing the guitar. Let me just do the maths. That's something I'm not good at. La la la. Probably over 20 years. So I started when I was like 13. I got my first ever guitar from my parents. And then I started. Yeah, I used to bring it to secondary school or high school for the American fans out there. And I just play it in front of people at school and just entertain them. I used to bring it on the train and sing pop songs and stuff, and I just like doing it. It's something that makes me feel alive when I play it. So,
have you ever taught anyone to play or no?
Briefly, but that's like, when you're at a house party and someone drunk wants to know how to play guitar and you try and teach them, and then their fingers don't work properly. It's like, maybe some other time, man.
Yeah, that would be me. I tried to learn, but I just have no talent for it. I don't know.
It takes a lot of patience. I'm sure everyone can get there. It just takes a lot of time and determination.
I'm envious of people who can play it.
I still am today. I still watch people. I would say I'm just a basic guitarist. I still don't know musical theory. I failed at college.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I didn't like the theory side of it. I just rather the practical. I was never really good at like writing things down in that sense. It would be like, okay, explain it to me. It's just like, well, why don't I just show you? That's how I feel music should be instead of written. It should be with the sound,
Should be heard, right? Yep.
So I have a silly question here to ask you. Has anyone ever asked you to actually be on the acting scene?
Any acting?
Any acting, like in movies or sitcoms or anything?
No, and I would absolutely love that. That's something that I would love to do. The only closest thing I've ever got to being acting-wise was I signed up for like extras work, and I always get semi-casted for films and stuff, but I never made the final cut, unfortunately. I was asked to be one of the extras in the audience for Wembley at Bohemian Rhapsody. Do you know the film they made?
Ooh, wow!
But because if you see images of me, I have no hair, and they wanted people with mullets, and I was like, just give me a wig, I'll put it on, I'll rock it.
There you go.
But yeah, unfortunately, I never made the cut. So yeah, that was cool. It's the closest I've ever got to being on a film.
Okay, so Snobsidian 13 has another question here saying, many people who specialize in the arts, it can be hard to overcome blocks. What do you do when you hit a block, like artist block or musician's block?
That's a very good question. I tend to step away from, what it is I'm doing, whether that being just playing the guitar or in the studio mixing and stuff. Come back with fresh ears, as they say. So whether that means I'll go and do some graphic design or just watch a film, just leave it for the day. Because you can burn out, can't you, with things like that. So I kind of step away, and then sometimes that situation that I'm in that's caused the block, it'll come back to me, and I'll just go back again and just smash it.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you play any other instruments besides guitar?
I can play a little bit of piano. I say bass guitar, but that's just the basic root notes. And maybe drums to like a really basic level. I've had somewhat of a basic foundation of all my musical instruments, but I tend to base it from my guitar.
So are you saying that you're going to be maybe the next Phil Collins?
Yes, pretty much. The young Phil Collins, not the old one now, because he can't play drums anymore. But yeah, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Could be. I've got his hair, so yeah.
Awesome. Anima?
Wait, what happened to Phil Collins? What happened? Why can't he play drums?
Because he's got I think it's arthritis or something in his hands. He can't physically pick up drumsticks anymore.
I had no idea.
Now,
Yeah, because I saw it in an interview recently.
now,
Oh,
now, do you think I can actually play the drums considering I have fins?
I reckon so. 100%.
All right. Another question that I have too is, how do you feel about, like, if people actually, like, if there was ever a time that an indie game developing company said, like, hey Thomas, we want to approach you because we would like to make a song. We would like for you to make a song for our video game that we have. How would that make you feel?
Oh, I feel honored. That'd be incredible. I'd love to do that because I'd sit down with them and say, what sort of style of music you're looking at, because I feel I can bring so much to the table, coming from different backgrounds of music. I think I've got quite a good ear on what I can, especially in the studio. I think I can get something nailed in pretty good. So if anyone is out there, you know where to hit me up.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear because I'll tell you this right now. If there's ever a game that has your music, you better let me know so I can actually buy that game.
Yeah, you'll be the first to know, trust me.
Awesome. So before we get to Anima's next question, we're actually going to play the first song out of the two, and then the second one we're going to play right before the end of the podcast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is actually one of my top favorites. It's called All For You, so I hope you guys enjoy.
What's changed, rearranged? How's it all come down to this? Better days, wondering if this will all come back around. I can see who we are. Where did all of this go wrong? Take a chance and don't let go. I need you now in this brand new world. I'll fight, I'll fall, I'll show you. It's all for you. Don't say that things won't be the same. Tomorrow's just a different day. I'll fight, I'll fall, I'll show you. It's all for you.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was All For You. Showing you a little glimpse. If you guys want to check it out, then definitely go to the Spotify link that I link on the guest and, of course, at the bottom of the description. All right, so before Anima's question, we actually have another question here from Snow saying, whoa, if I was to describe this in a single word, it would be breathtaking, he says.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's awesome. All right, Anima, your question?
yeah. What is your favorite song that you've written or played, and why is that the case?
Oh, these are so good questions tonight. It's hard to say really with that because I think it just depends on the sort of mood I'm in. And because when it's your own creation, you're always going to be your own worst critic. But I say that the song for me personally is probably my latest single is The One. I think that for me as a writer, as a producer, is something that I've wanted to try and reach sound-wise and production-wise for many years. Probably again in 5 years I'll look back and be like, well, that's absolutely dreadful. You should have done better. But no, but I'm happy where it's got, and yeah, that's my favorite one so far.
All right, makes sense.
And just so you guys know, we're actually going to be playing that towards the end of the podcast when we actually say farewell to our guest Thomas. We're actually going to be playing that to end the podcast. Actually, I personally want to give a shout out to my good man, Wise Man Shade. He's actually the editor of the podcast. So Shade, if you're actually listening to this, thank you so much for always editing our podcast every single time that we do this. So shout out to you, my friend. So next question I have for you is, you ever thought about actually doing live music on like either YouTube or like, Instagram or any social media market out there?
Well, as in live streaming.
Yes.
I have thought about doing that. Yeah, it's something that I'm looking to do out again. I should have really done it during the pandemic, really, because everyone was more at home. But I have been approached by a company called Sessions and stuff in the past. I've just never really had the time to look at it, to get in there and do it. But I think maybe I should start streaming a little bit more. You know, showing more of a live performance side. So hopefully I can grow a bit more of a fan base. And I think it's always cool, isn't it? Because everyone feels like it's just one-on-one when you do live streaming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess yeah. So maybe I'll take note of that. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Anima.
Yeah, I agree with Lewis. Live streaming your music or any kind of content is definitely the way to go. You can interact with your audience in real time, and instead of them having to watch a video over again, you can talk to them right then and there. So it's definitely a way to advertise your music.
Yeah. So as I said, I think I'm planning to do some couple of live streams when I go into Nashville and stuff like that. So that'd be really cool getting there with the moment and the community and stuff like that. Yeah. So I just sometimes feel it's hard with social media, isn't it? Because you don't know if you're posting too much or you're not posting enough. It's quite hard to distinguish where the balance is. You don't want to over post things, and become that annoying face. But equally, you want to become that annoying face so people remember you.
Well, another thing too is that with social media, you just have to keep at it, because if you stop for a while, everyone forgets who you are.
Yeah, and that's the biggest killer, isn't it? That's what no one wants, regardless if you're a musician or anything creative. That's what you don't want.
Now, you ever thought about actually doing instrumental music?
I have. I actually stepped in when I wasn't, when I'm not doing my own music. I had produced a spoof trailer for a Marvel film.
Really?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find the link and I'll send it to you. I'll probably have to remix it or what. I don't think I actually have the original files, but I thought I'd challenge myself of, taking something from my mind and try and put it, pen to paper, as you say. And that's pretty cool. It was fun. It was different, challenging yourself. I think that's what you need to do anyway, regardless. Just challenge yourself every day because you get better at it regardless.
100%, 100%. You always want to challenge yourself to new challenges and make sure you actually complete them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Because the reason I ask about an instrumental, like a song or whatever, is because me and my co-host, we're actually looking at actually trying to get like a theme for our podcast, like an actual theme.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, if you can actually help us out with that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll talk more we'll talk after the show. But yeah, that'd be cool. Definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't want you to spoil anything, but generally, what do you talk about on your Embrace the Power podcast?
I haven't done it yet, so I can't tell you.
Oh, it's the first one. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's my first one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we got a podcast coming up for Thomas. Hello there.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. These podcasts are great. I've been doing a fair few now. It's really cool. It's just nice to meet people virtually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's great. It's really cool.
I mean, whenever we started doing ours 2 years ago, I mean, man, dude, I never thought we would actually have a great audience come by and everything. And some people were like, wait, you do yours without camera? I was like, yeah, all we use is our microphones and that's it.
Well, that's it. I think that's what podcasts are. I think sometimes with the camera it's fine, but I think it's I think people just generally just listen, don't they? Listen to the voice and listen to people's just stories, I guess.
And we actually plan on having it really soon. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but we're about to have it on Sirius XM satellite radio, which is like a satellite radio like program that you basically have it's almost like a internet radio, but basically everyone can listen to you from everywhere if you have this little gadget on your car.
Oh wow, that's incredible! So, well, congratulations to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're basically waiting on approval of that, and if we do, then basically all our live podcasts that we're actually gonna do is gonna be on a specific channel there that people can tune in, when they're driving home from school, driving home from work, or whatever.
Oh wow, so you're really gonna be widening your audience, aren't you?
Oh, dude, I'm already stretching way enough. And I cannot thank everybody for everything they've done. I mean, I have so many amazing co-hosts before, my current co-host Elsad. I had Snow Obsidian, who's in the chat right now. He actually was a previous co-host of the podcast. Then we had Thomas Kavanagh, which was another great one. And then we had, of course, Silent Raph, which was another great one. But all those people that came in and supported as well and asked questions were just mind-blowing and a blessing, of course.
Yeah, that's really cool. Definitely look forward to you getting that out there.
Oh, dude! As soon as I get, just like you said that you will let me know as soon as the game comes out with your music, I'm gonna let you know as soon as we get on the Sirius XM thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do it.
Yeah. All right. So another question that I have for you is, it's kind of silly and everything like that, but do you if the opportunity ever came that you actually had to do like a song at a professional sporting event, would you actually consider it, or would you be nervous in front of a big crowd like that?
Well, I'll definitely do it, but I'll equally be nervous. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's something on my bucket list to do like that. Like the Super Bowl. I mean, I think it's imagine that.
Not only that, but also Wembley Stadium too, huh?
Yeah, Wembley Stadium. Yeah. Someone that I know, Twinny, she sang here at Wembley. She sang our national anthem, which was
wow.
which was a massive thing for her. So that's it's great to see that they're doing that.
That's awesome. The fact that they're giving opportunities to young artists is great.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great, and hopefully it'll start growing again, and just keep pushing forward, and hopefully it gives more artists the opportunity.
All right, so we have a question here from Snow that says, if you had the chance to change something in your career, development stage, or for the future, what would you change?
I'm really stuck on that one. What would I change? I'll probably change my maybe my voice to some extent. I'm not too sure what it will be. That's a tough one to say because I've really been put on the spot here. Wow. Yeah, I think it's my voice. Maybe of like falsetto is something I can't do, and that's something I would love to add into my vocal set of skills. That's why I can tend to sing high and powerful, use more of a chest voice. As opposed, like Shawn Mendes can do it really easily.
Oh,
and that's something that I can't do. My mates do it, just for laughs. I'm like, stop it, please! You're hurting me. You're making me cry. But yeah, they just do it. They can just do it easily, and it's something I can't do. Probably just in my head, but.
And we can see that Snow says like they definitely put him on the spot with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You definitely got you in the spot with that one. All right, Anima, you got a question?
No, I asked my questions. I feel like I got to know him pretty well so far.
That's awesome. Okay, so I got a silly question here to ask you real quick. Do you like pineapples on pizza?
100% yes, I do.
Really?
Oh man, you're the only.
Now you've really got to know me.
Whoa,
Yes.
no, I don't know you anymore, sir.
What's wrong with that? It's good.
Oh no. Absolutely not. I do not like. There's no way fruit belongs on pizza. No, sir.
Okay. Fair enough. But some people get when they have pizza, some people are like, I have tomato ketchup like on the side sometimes, and some people are a bit baffled by that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with ketchup on pizza because I always put it on my crust.
Yeah. Some people just have the pizza as it is. I'm like, well, you got a bit of flavor in here. You can add it on top.
All right. Are you a hat person when you're inside your house?
I was just looking at my head then to make sure I haven't got a hat on. No, sometimes it depends really. Depends how much my hair hasn't been shaved. Yeah, I think I do subconsciously always just wear a hat all the time, to be honest. I don't know why.
Okay. When you actually enter your house, are you a shoes guy, slippers, or socks?
I'm a socks guy. I always take my shoes off when I get in. That's the go-to thing. It's a good habit to be in.
See, that actually, I agree with you because I actually wear socks when I'm inside my house too.
Yeah.
Either socks and slippers or just socks by itself.
Just socks by itself. Maybe in a few years I'll start venturing into the old slippers.
All right. Another question that I have is okay, this one is what separates everybody from myself. So do you eat cereal, right, in the morning?
I do, yeah.
Okay, do you pour the milk first and then the cereal, or the cereal first and then the milk?
I pour the cereal first and then the milk.
Okay, well, we actually are opposites then.
What's your theory behind that? Because you could waste a lot of milk or not enough cereal.
I basically just like to watch it float, and I like to eat it when it's actually crunchy still.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. I know it sounds weird, but I mean, a lot of people, I mean, they normally eat like you do, but I mean, that's just how I am.
No, it's fair. It's fine. You don't like pineapple and you do that with your cereal. It's fine. That's absolutely fine.
All right, and we have another question here from Snow that says, when you have a Pop-Tart toaster pastry, do you break off a piece and eat it, or just straight dive in?
Well, I guess you got to break it off a little bit, see how hot it is, haven't you? Really?
All right. Do you have any silly questions you would like to ask, Anima?
Oh man, you putting me on the spot now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't actually.
Okay. Well, I have another one here. If you could actually, okay, this is actually just using your fist. Okay, no bats, no rifles, no nothing. Would you rather fight one bear-sized goose or 100 goose-sized bears?
Who, me? Or...
Thomas.
The first one you said.
One bear-sized goose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? That would be mad. Let's have it 1-on-1. Let's go.
1-on-1, man. I figured that you would be like the one that fights 100 of them.
I'll do that after. I'll have them all.
All right. Would you rather be invisible or breathe underwater?
I think I'd like to be invisible,
Invisible. Any reason?
so I can watch you pour your milk into your cereal.
Oh God. So you can just shake your head and be like, "Shame on you," and they'll be like, "Who's talking?"
Or I switch it around and put the milk in after.
Oh my God. All right. If given the choice of weapon, sword, hammer, or frying pan, which would you choose?
Go the classic frying pan.
100% with that, definitely. Frying pan. Make sure it's actually hot too, so that way you can actually burn somebody with that.
Exactly, double whammy, extra points.
No, definitely. All right. Next question that I have for you is, okay, if you could actually choose a time where you want to live, where would it be and why? Like a time frame, like 80s, 70s, 60s.
It'd definitely be the 80s for me.
80s. Is there any reason why?
I just love the whole era, the whole vibe, the whole, the films. I was actually watching RoboCop 3, even though it's the worst one out of all of them. But I just like the era, the way it's filmed, the film grain, just the music and everything was just, record sales were a thing, and everything was just somewhat perfection to me in that way. I know there's a lot of other things that are completely wrong, and we've corrected them in our day and age, but the 80s for me ticks a lot of boxes.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you could actually, this is a follow-up to that question. If you could meet any celebrity, like not celebrity like movie star or anything, but like music celebrity, who would it be? Like like whether they're alive or dead, which celebrity would it be and why?
Oh, for me, probably I'd say Michael Jackson, because I think he's been an influence on everyone in somewhat shape or form. No pun intended there, but I think his music and his voice is insanely incredible, and I think we'll never see anything like that in our lifetime ever. So it'd be cool to meet him and just speak to him and maybe like write a song together or get some ideas down and stuff like that. I think it would be fantastic.
I mean, there's only going to be an MJ for a lifetime.
Exactly. But now there's going to be a TK coming through, so watch out.
Oh, boy. That's awesome. All right. Now we got another question saying, cat person, dog person, or no pet person? Because pets are overrated, he says.
No, I've my parents have a dog. I live with 2 cats where I live. So I'm an all-rounder. I like both.
What are their names?
The cats are called Hans and Dexter.
Ooh.
And yeah.
Any reference to anything?
I can't really. Well, as I said, they're not mine. It's my shared house that I live with, so it's my housemates.
Mm-hmm.
Cats. And my parents' dog is called. It's just gone out my head. Where's it? It's gone. I forgot it now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
So Thomas
that's
parents,
it.
if you're listening to this, just make
I'm-
sure you actually tell Thomas about shame on him for forgetting.
I'm not. I'm not going to be invited home now. Am I? That's it. I'm off to Christmas Eve.
No more dinner for you.
No, no. Oh, I forgot it now. Nala. There it is. Nala.
Nala. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting name. So it's a female dog.
Yeah. It's my dad's dog, really. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Okay.
she's a cutie.
Awesome. Another question that I have is, have you ever played any games in your lifetime?
Yeah, I used to play games when I was younger. I used to play. I had a PlayStation. That was like my first ever console. My mum got me with like 6 games. So I was like, must have been about 11, 12. And my mum at the time, she got me Alien. And Alien at the time was
wow.
like 18. And she didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. And then I played it on my own. And then the face sucking thing come up to me on the screen. And I was so scared, I switched it off. I couldn't play it. That's the thing that's in my mind. It scarred me for life, that game.
Okay.
The alien is
trilogy.
scary. It is a scary looking creature, isn't it?
It is very scary. I just remember it because you got the radar to your bottom right, and it's like, what's the green dot there? What's that? And it comes up to you on the screen. But
And all the slime dripping from their face and everything. Ugh.
yeah, it's trigger points now, mate. It's trigger points.
One thing that I remember from classic games is that they were more challenging than the modern games nowadays.
I think so. I think you are right. And I think now, I think they more care about how it looks to how it plays. I got a good friend of mine. He works for Epic Games.
Really?
Yeah, he's a recruiter for the game company.
Ooh.
Yeah, so maybe that's something that you can get on the show. Maybe talk
Hey,
about that.
Hey, by all means, send him my social media, and I'll be able to line up an interview with him. That'll be great.
Yeah. He'll. I think he'll actually love that. To be honest, if we just leave it at that, because it'd be better for him to talk it, because he'll have a better understanding. So yeah, but yeah, no, it's cool. We he's worked for EA Sports and stuff. EA, sorry, not EA Sports, EA and stuff. So yeah, no, he's cool. It's really cool. That would be a beautiful insight, wouldn't it, on the games?
And you said that he worked for Epic, right?
Yeah, he's currently working for Epic. Yeah.
So I'm guessing he knows Donald Mustard.
I wouldn't know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't.
Donald
follow.
Mustard is actually the creator of Fortnite.
Okay, so maybe he does. He is the head of recruitment for Europe.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. Like I said, I mean, if you know his social media, just tell him like, hey, you want to get interviewed on this podcast that I got interviewed on? Check it out, and then you can let him know to follow up, and I'll definitely line up an interview with him.
Yeah, sure. I'll message him tomorrow. As I say, because it's like 12 o'clock here now, my time UK, so they'll be in bed. He's got kids and stuff, so.
The fact that we might actually have somebody from Epic is actually mind blowing, because normally we get the indie game developers come in here, which is great as well. But to have Epic Games actually come in here will be fantastic. Yeah,
and he knows a lot about games, so that would be definitely. I mean, I only know a few games as a kid when I played WWE or WWF at the time, games and stuff like that. So
just so you know that if we do get him on boarding here, we're definitely gonna be giving you a shout out for getting us the interview.
Oh yeah, that was cool. No worries. I'll definitely do that.
Yep.
I'll hit you up with a few people if you want. Some people that I know that.
Yeah,
that could probably,
I definitely want to get the girl from Tennessee that you talked about. I definitely would like to get her involved, and also, like I said, the Epic person. Ladies and gentlemen, we're actually gonna play the number 1 song that Thomas here loves the most, which is The One.
I never felt this way before. The moment your heart stops beating when you walk through that door, I knew right there my life was changing. 'Cause you're the one that I've been searching for. This I promise you, I'll be here now and forever. I know that you will be here right by my side. Through love, to pain, and 'Cause I know after all that's said and done, I know you are the one. I never thought this could be real, but now I know you, I can show you my world. You see the words, you right the wrongs. This is the place where I belong. Even gravity won't bring me down. This I promise you.